What's going on, everyone? Daniel here, and welcome to my Monday Night Raw review for August 29th, 2016. Now, tonight's main event was the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Championship, which was Rollins versus Owens versus Big Cass versus Roman Reigns. And what a match it was. It was probably the best match out of the night. But this, I'm gonna go from the beginning of the night to the end and the segments and give you my thoughts on all the matches, and then at the end I'll give you the pros and cons and my final score. How I rate the wrestling matches are out of a 5. 1 is bad, 2 is okay, 3 is good, 4 is great, and 5 is awesome. So it's out of a 5 scale. And also, link down below in the description is my SummerSlam review. So if you guys are interested in I very encourage you to check it out. But man, there were some problems with tonight's Raw. And, Raw's been up and down. It's very hard to kind of, balance it. I didn't like SmackDown last week. Honestly, I'm not a big fan of SmackDown as I used to be when I was a kid. They've changed it a lot, man. And Raw, it hasn't been the best lately, but tonight was really some fun, exciting things. And I think the main event was probably the icing on top of it, the cherry on the top, man. So let's get right into it. And let's start off with the first match. So in the beginning, we have Owens, Cass, Rollins, and Reigns in the ring, and they're being interviewed. And, it's kind of like, I don't understand why they need to be interviewed in the ring and all that, but it's kind of hyping up the match, the main event for that night and everything. So they're kind of talking, why do you think you're gonna win, or why do you think this, or what do you think about that? Rollins, got really roasted on about his, size does matter. Big Cass, dude, really owned it there. I think Big Cass he has a big heart, man. He's really awesome. He controls the crowd, basically, and that's what's so cool about it, man. He's amazing with Enzo, but he could show that he doesn't need Enzo all the time. He will control the crowd, and, how you doing? Kevin Owens had some good, back and forth, comedy. He's always funny for me as well. Roman Reigns kind of did a few jokes every now and then. So it's kind of, again, hyping up the main event, and Roman Reigns ended up hitting Kevin Owens, and that was kind of predictable because once he kind of changed positions, you were like, okay, he's going to hit, and they all did this little fight and everything, and at the end, Roman Reigns was the one standing, and from there on, I could tell you, when he was looking at the Universal Championship or whatever, I was like, okay, Roman Reigns ain't going to win tonight, and I like Roman Reigns, but when he was the last one standing, I was like, okay, he's not going to win then, because they're cheesing like, oh, I'm going to be the last man standing. No, usually when you're the last man standing before the match actually begins and stuff, you're not going to be the one that wins. So for the first match of the night, we had Neville versus Chris Jericho, which is actually very interesting to see. I love Neville and I love Jericho, man. They're both really awesome. Neville, the way he flies, the way he flips, it's just unhuman. He's amazing, man. He's very talented. But Jericho ended up winning, so I was kind of on both sides. I was like, if Neville wins, I'll be happy. But the thing is, Jericho always loses. And if Neville loses, Neville always loses too. I mean, Neville wins every now and then, don't get me wrong, but not every week. There's sometimes he loses, sometimes he wins. And it's the same with Jericho, really. They're both the same wrestlers that are they lose and they win. It's kind of both not really balanced that very well. So, Neville did a few fun stunts, but it wasn't, it was an okay match. I mean, it really wasn't, not much energy. Neville did what he did. I've seen Neville do way better than what he did. And it was commercials, and then by the time they get back, it's 2 minutes, and then the match is over. So the commercials really mess up the whole pacing and of the feeling of the match. Jericho always tries to go for the walls of Jericho and everything, and Neville ended up tapping out. Sadly, I was like, "Damn, dude, try to get out, man. You're a small person. You could easily try to reverse it somehow." But hey, Jericho won, man, and I was like, oh, well, Neville's done better, and of course, Jericho's done better, because every single week, he stalls. This is what Jericho did in the whole match, is he goes outside and he just stalls. He runs around. He keeps on stalling all the time, and I know that's how Jericho does this thing, but honestly, it was cute last week. Now it's just getting a little boring and a little tiring and a little, stupid every week if he's just going to stall and go outside the ring and wait, and, it's just the same stuff over and over every single week. So for this match, I'm going to give it a 2 out of 5. After that, we had an awesome segment where Bayley meets the New Day, and they were just awesome. The chemistry, you felt the excitement. Bayley's awesome. The New Day is really fun. So they work well together. I mean, they literally, seeing them together was like amazing. And this is backstage. And then Dana Brooke comes out, and honestly, I forgot what Dana Brooks did. I think she was like, oh, Gallows and Anderson or something, like where they were going to do the tag team match later in the night. So she was just kind of talking smack. But Bayley, after that, like, they end up doing a joke or something. I already forgot, but then they hold Bayley up and they're all like, you know, screaming out loud and all that. But it was really fun. It was a great segment. Now, after that awesome segment, this is where Raw begins to decline. Nia Jax versus Eon, which I have no idea who Eon is. I think she was a local competitor or something of that matter. And she's small. I mean, really small. And when Nia Jax is walking to the ring, I'm thinking to myself, didn't we just do this like a week ago, 2 weeks ago? Didn't we just did you not just do this? Like, why? Who writes this stuff? Who puts a small competitor to net? Like, we understand she's dominant. We understand she's strong. Why are you wasting her time, the wrestler's time? Why are you wasting the people's time? And why are you wasting the film or whatever, the camera time and the network time when you could be doing something useful? Put Nia Jax, man, Beth Phoenix. If Beth Phoenix was still in WWE versus Nia Jax, that would be an awesome fight to see. Really cool. But anyway, Nia Jax wins. She won like within 40 seconds easily. The girl was destroyed. 1 out of 5. This match, it was bad. Because honestly, I don't hate Nia Jax. I wish her the best. I would like to see her fight somebody like that is her like size and everything, not someone small. That I would be more interested in that. But poor Eon, man, like just whoever she is, she got her ass kicked. And that sucks, and that's embarrassing too. So for this, man, 1 out of 5. Delete. Next, we had Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn, and I thought this match was going to be interesting. It ended up just being okay. It was kind of a quick match. Sami Zayn, you know, Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn. I there was no, you know, it's just kind of like, all right, Jinder's here. Sammy, you're here. You have no feud, I guess, going at the moment, so just go out there and fight, entertain. It just felt like a pre-show match, you know, Jinder Mahal versus Sami Zayn. Sami Zayn deserves way better. I'm not hating on Jinder Mahal or anything, but Sami Zayn really versus Jinder Mahal, like, Sami Zayn should be fighting somebody bigger than who Jinder Mahal is of a name. You know, Jinder Mahal's, you know, I'm sorry, he's down here. He's not at the top. You know, he's down here with, like, Titus O'Neil and Jack Swagger and stuff. And don't get me wrong, they're good athletes. They're good, but they're low. They're at the bottom. They're not at the top. They're not the WWE faces of the company. So Sami Zayn, he's building his way up there, and I've seen Sami Zayn do better. Honestly, I've seen him do better. He's been better in a match. I liked him way better last week. Sami Zayn's match last week with Seth Rollins was awesome. With this week, I didn't feel it. It was a quick match. Jinder Mahal kind of did a few things. Nothing that big. Sami Zayn, he did a few things. Nothing that big either. So Sami Zayn ended up winning, which kind of sucks because Jinder Mahal ended up losing, 2 weeks ago? So he's been on a losing streak, hasn't he? So don't know what they're doing there, but 2 out of 5. Next, we had the New Day and Bayley versus Gallows and Anderson and Dana Brooks. Now, this match was really good. I honestly love the idea of Bayley and the New Day. Like I said earlier in their segments, they were awesome. And in the ring, Bayley has that energy. Everybody loves Bayley. Everybody loves New Day, and that energy is there. The crowd went wild. And when the crowd goes wild, you feel it. You feel it through the TV, and you get invested into it. Sometimes, even if the crowd's dead, you may be invested into a match, but when the crowd's yelling loud and you're, okay, then you start getting into it, and you start, that's the things I love about it, man. And Gallows and Anderson, I could care less for them. I could care less for Dana Brooks, but they got their asses whooped, man. Bayley and New Day ended up winning at the end, and they celebrated and all that stuff. But Big E, man, he did some fun things. He was very much energetic. as well. Bayley was very energetic. She was great. She ended up doing a finisher on Dana Brooks and then making the 3 count and winning the match. So I honestly like their chemistry, and even though I like Bayley, I kind of want to see her for the next few weeks doing more with the New Day, like be out there when they're fighting. I would love to see her interact more with the New Day for the next few weeks, at least for a few months, and then she could go, Bayley versus anyone else. So I'd like to see her interact with New Day all the time. That was really fun. So for this match, it was kind of forgettable when you think about it. Like with Gallows and I don't remember anything Gallows and Anderson did, honestly. I really don't. Or Dana Brooks, but I do remember some Bayley stuff, the last finishing move, and then I remember the New Day doing a few flips or big things like that. So overall, a 3 out of a 5. After that, we had Sheamus versus Cesaro, this is like their 3rd time fighting, I believe, and maybe their 3rd time. Sheamus ended up winning again, so Cesaro, I believe Sheamus has won, I think it's 3 or 2 times they fought, and Sheamus has won. So Cesaro hasn't even got, a win yet out of this 7 match or whatever. This match was good. I enjoyed it. I didn't think it was great. Definitely the crowd didn't seem that much into it at times. Cesaro did a lot of good uppercuts. And then at that end where Sheamus ends up picking up Cesaro and he lands on the ring post, and he ended up injuring his back. That back injury, they kept on replaying it over and over, and it looked like Cesaro was in a lot of pain. So that's kind of it was interesting to see how he flipped and everything and hit his lower tailbone and stuff. But Sheamus did a few good things. There were a lot of good kicks in there, a lot of great kicks. And then Cesaro, I wanted Cesaro to end up kind of getting a win. I like Sheamus. Oh, fella. I love the way he talks on the mic and everything. He's really good. I've always liked Sheamus. I know he's a bad guy, but I've always liked him ever since he, appeared. He's a Celtic warrior. But I was kind of disappointed that Cesaro didn't win. I kind of think, what are you guys doing? Who's writing this? Shouldn't Cesaro end up getting a win for once? But it was all because of that back injury and everything. That little move there. So, anyway, 3 out of 5. After that, we had Braun Strowman versus Americo. I think his name was, he's a luchador, Americo, something like that. This is exactly, Braun Strowman is the Nia Jax of males. And then Nia Jax is the Braun Strowman of the Divas division. You know what I'm saying? They come out and they have a small, this is Braun Strowman. This is the other competitor. Why? You're wasting my time. You're wasting the people's time. You're wasting the wrestlers' time. You know you're going to lose within 25 seconds. It's crazy. What's the point? What's the point? To prove that dominance? Look at him. He has a lot of steroids injected into him. Of course he's going to win. Braun Strowman's a big-ass dude that I do not want to be, I don't even think he could fit in the clown car. That is crazy. That is just the match, much love to Braun Strowman and everything. I wish him an awesome career, but what they're doing with his character, I don't, why? You might as well have Braun Strowman versus Nia Jax, see what happens there. Honestly, I'd love to see that, but then again, all the, that fighting stuff, I don't think they allow that for a guy and a girl to fight. I don't even know if they have that rule or whatever, but honestly, I would love to see, they're perfect for each other. Honestly, they should be dating, but they should be dating because they get the same rating. It's a 1 out of 5. This match was just bad. It's not a match. It's just somebody getting pummeled to the ground. He didn't even get one hit in him. Count to 3. It's over. This is another delete. After that match, we had Stephanie McMahon go to the ring and call out Paul Heyman for him to pay the $500 fine, Brock Lesnar's $500 fine. So Paul Heyman comes out and he has the $500 in ones. And this is your employer, that's your boss's daughter, and you're throwing the money on the ground. And I'm thinking to myself, I know it's part of the storyline, I know it's all that, but I'm like, in the real world, this shit will get you fired. You for one thing, that's being a douche. That's a lady, and you're throwing the money on the ground, for her to pick up. Why don't you just give her the $500 and it would be done? What are you wasting my time for? Don't waste my time. Already wasting my time with 25 commercials within 10 minutes. So you know what I'm saying? don't do that. And as well, why are you paying a fine in front of the crowd? No one wants to see that. We want to see matches. Why are you, you know what I'm saying? I'm just being honest. Like, why? That's supposed to be done in an office or something. Why is it in front of people? Either way, they're trying to do all that and that storyline there. But Stephanie McMahon did an awesome job. She was strong in there, and she was going on Paul Heyman. And then at the end, she ended up, like, apology accepted, and that's where it messed up. That's where I was like, really? Brock Lesnar. The way he does it, I'm like, do you have to do that every single week? It's getting old now, dude. It's like, stop doing it. But he's used to, I mean, he's known for doing that. It's getting annoying, honestly, already. I laughed at Paul Heyman's face at the end. Paul Heyman's face was pretty funny. But, Stephanie was awesome during the whole thing. I just thought it was... The way it ended, you know what I mean? It just ended so abruptly. She ended up leaving. It was a long segment, too. Like, they dragged that segment out. So, it could have been an awesome segment, but it just got ruined. Paul Heyman ended up ruining it, throwing the money everywhere, and then she hit the money, and then all this and that, and it could have been amazing, and then it ended just, it wasn't amazing. Now it's time for the match that everyone's been waiting for. Titus O'Neil versus Darren Young. I don't want to get much into it. Yeah, Titus O'Neil came out and everything, and, you know, I don't have nothing against these guys, honestly. I just wish their characters, maybe if they were more fun, maybe if they just didn't have this feud. I don't understand. Anyway, man, I believe, what was it? Was it Titus O'Young or Darren Young? I think Titus, I don't remember who. I think Darren Young was thrown out of the ring, and the camera, the guy who holds the camera, like, flashing camera, not a recording camera, he got hit, and the camera fell, and it broke on the ground and everything. Like, I mean, it was intense, dude. Don't get me wrong, I thought it was a good match, even though, like, usually last week that was just horrible. I mean, Titus O'Neil was stuttering more than I do, and then it was a mess last week. So this week was way better. At least Titus O'Neil didn't get on a mic and everything. So it was a big fight going on, and I thought it was good. You know, there was nothing wrong with it. I mean, Titus O'Neil basically kicked Darren Young's ass 95% of the time, and then Darren Young ends up getting the win when Titus O'Neil gets distracted. But then Titus O'Neil goes on a tantrum and everything, and then he starts beating up everyone, and Backlund and everything. Like, he throws a tantrum. So for me, honestly, this match a 3 out of 5. Now on to the main event of the night, the Fatal 4-Way for the WWE Universal Championship belt. Mick Foley and Stephanie McMahon were out on the side. It was great. It honestly was great. We had Reigns come out first, then we had Owens, and then Rollins, and then Big Cass coming out. Enzo, my name is Enzo Amore, and I am a certified G and a bona fide stud, and you can't teach that. Oh, man. What am I doing, man? I got this mic and everything. This right here, this is Big Cass, and he's 7 foot tall, and you can't teach that. Man, I honestly really thought this match was great. The first person to get eliminated was Big Cass, though, but Big Cass, he got some big kicks in there, dude, man. He got a lot of good kicks in there. Owens was out most of the time on the side, and then Rollins was doing a few, trying to do pedigrees and everything. I believe Owens was the one, no. I forgot who got Big Cass out. I think it was Rollins who got Big Cass out. So he was out first, and then after that, Roman Reigns was out because Triple H ended up interfering, and we haven't seen Triple H, I guess, since WrestleMania. So it's been many months since we've seen him, so that was a big thing there. It was really interesting. I thought it was a great match, man. I think there were way too many damn commercials, but overall, it was fun. And Triple H, I was pissed because when I saw him, and I like Roman Reigns, but I like Seth Rollins. I liked all of them. I like all 4 of them. I enjoy them. But, excuse me, when Triple H came out, Roman Reigns ended up losing. And then he goes to Kevin Owens, and I'm thinking to myself, oh God, this ain't fair. Kevin Owens is going to lose all because of Triple H. This is why I hate Triple H. But then Triple H turns on Seth Rollins, which we haven't seen that in a long time happen, like on a Monday Night Raw, man. That was a great way to end the night. Kevin Owens becomes our second WWE Universal Champion, which is really fun and cool to see. So, although I am pissed because Kevin Owens, as much as I love Kevin Owens and everything, it doesn't feel deserved. Like, he deserves a title, don't get me wrong, but I wanted him to actually win it, as in no interference. That's where WWE messes up. Can you guys go 7 months without somebody interfering in a match? Can you stop doing that? Interfering in a match. Can you stop doing that? Do it a year. No interfering at all in a match, please. Be normal and just have a match, an actual fatal 4-way and elimination and shit, and don't have anyone interfere. But for this, man, the match, definitely a 4 out of a 5. It is the best match out of the night. I thought it was really great. Cass had awesome moves. Rollins was great. Reigns did a few Superman punches that were, off a little bit, in time. But for the most part, Owens won. I'm super excited. Hey, what is it? Fight, something like that. Anyway, hell, he's a champion now. We're gonna see what new feuds pop up over the next few weeks. Now, for sure, the main event was the best match out of the night. Definitely, they had so much energy, very great athletes. I could have done without the interference, but then again, maybe Owens wouldn't have won without Triple H interfering. But it's one of the best main events in a long time for Monday Night Raw. Bayley and the New Day have great chemistry, and I want to see more of them. While I'm already getting tired of Cesaro and Sheamus fighting, I still thought their match tonight was really good. As well, Stephanie McMahon being a badass and going against Paul Heyman. And I'm a big fan of Kevin Owens, so I'm very happy that he won the title, although I'm pissed that he didn't win it fairly, technically. That is still kind of a pissy thing. But I don't know why people were going for Rollins. He's been the champion before, as well Roman Reigns. And I'm a fan of Rollins and Reigns, but they've already been champion before, so it makes sense for Owens to end up getting the win. Now to name the bad stuff that happened on Raw this week for sure. Jinder Mahal, Braun Strowman's match, Nia Jax's match, fucking commercials. The Paul Heyman segment dragged out too long as well. Titus O'Neil and Darren Young's feud is already getting old. Time to bury it, my friend. Overall, this week's episode of Raw was just good. It wasn't great, it wasn't amazing, it was just good or fine. Again, the main event really stole the show there. The opening was fun. There were a few segments. Bayley and the New Day. New Day rocks. They rocks. Alright now. WWE. Anyway, man, there's the fun things, and then there's just the bad 25-second matches, and then there's Jinder Mahal losing all the time. What are you, Santino Marella now? He's the new Santino Marella and stuff, so a lot of stuff, there were a lot of cons, but there are a lot of pros to the thing, so for sure this week, it is a 3 out of a 5. Thanks for watching, everyone. I hope you enjoyed. If you did, make sure to hit that like button. Comment down below. Tell me what you guys thought about Monday Night Raw. What was your favorite thing? Do you agree? Do you disagree with me? What do you not like? What do you like? Share this with your friends and hit that subscribe button for more. I'll see you tomorrow for SmackDown and next week for more Monday Night Raw and Backlash and all the pay-per-views coming up as well. Link down below, like I said, to my SummerSlam 2016 review. I'd appreciate that if you check that out. Till next time! Enjoy yourselves. Stay strong. Stay healthy. Bye-bye.